Hi, I'm Gotterup, and I'm going to show you how I work my Tour BX Bridgestone. We're going to hit some drivers. We're going to start with driver, and then we're going to go into some long irons, mid irons, and a couple short irons, and just show you what a normal shot looks like for me, and how far, and what I expect out of the golf ball. Obviously, I got my driver here. We're gonna hit a couple. I usually float around 185 ball speed, give or take, weather and stuff like that. I try to keep it in the 2500 spin range, and I think I like to keep my ball lower. Some people may not think it's lower, but for me, the window's a little bit lower, and it looks like a pull almost, but it should cut back to the right. So a little pull cut, and hopefully, hopefully we're finding the fairway. So we'll hit a couple here and see how far they're going. Pretty good there. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that was 315 carry. A little lower spin on that one, which is fine. I mean, 2200 and about 185 ball speed, 184. So not too bad for a Tuesday. We'll try to ramp it up for later in the week, but all right, we'll hit another one and see if we can get it a little faster. That's a good one too. Yeah, that was good. A little faster there. That was 186. Similar spin numbers, so that's what I like to see the most. Is I like it being as consistent as possible, spin wise. If I'm hitting it off the center and I know it's going to do the same thing, I really don't have to worry about what I've got in my golf ball, so I can really worry about myself and make sure it's all on me, not equipment, because that's the last thing you want to worry about, is worrying about your equipment and stuff like that. You can go down a dark hole with that stuff. All right, we'll go one more. Yeah, that one was good. Yeah, those are three pretty good ones. That's probably pretty stock for me. About 315 and mid 180s ball speed. So that's probably what I would play with on the course. And then you can give a couple, if I'm downwind and I got some fairway, give it some real power. But that's pretty standard for me. All right, so 6 iron for me goes about 210, give or take, obviously, but. Similar motion. I like feeling that little pull cut, and for me, I like the longer irons to kind of high cut feel, and shorter irons I'll try to draw them a little bit. So for here, this will be a longer high cut feel, and weather's pretty good. It's warm. It should go about 210. So we'll see what we got. That was a good one. Yeah, that was right around our number. That was 209. So, yeah, I mean, everything's similar in terms of I'm looking for consistent spin numbers, which I think I get out of my Bridgestone, and I'm looking for similar ball flight, similar repeatability. So that's all I'm looking for, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna make the number do what it's supposed to do. So as long as it's flying similar every time, I've got good trust in it.
What part of your game would you say you've seen the most gains with?
I would say, I don't know statistically, but I feel like I've noticed a difference short game and wedges. For me, it spins a lot more. Maybe not on this, but I feel like I have more control with it, whether it's on the club face for just millisecond longer. It just feels like it sticks on the face better. I don't know what the reasoning is, or I'm sure it has something to do with the cover and whatever they're using on it, but I think if you dropped a Titleist or a TaylorMade and then had some Bridgestones and just shipped a couple and you caught a couple, you'd be like, oh yeah, I noticed the difference. But when you're hitting a 6-iron hard, it's hard to tell a feel difference, I think. But you can see flights and stuff too. Like if it's really windy, you can tell a difference. Like when I did my original testing, we did a couple out of a bay, and we were testing some different brands, and they were picking up into the wind, and the Bridgestones just kept flying like pretty straight and not really getting hit that hard. So it was an adjustment for me at the start, but obviously you want your ball to not get hit by the wind as much too. So it was a good adjustment. I just needed to learn for it too. So it's very good. It's very good, and no other complaints. But it definitely is. It's for a firmer ball. It feels very soft around the greens, which I like, because I want to be able to spin it, but I also don't want to lose distance off the tee, because that's part of my advantage I think I have. So we switched to an 8-iron here. This is about 180. Yeah, and I think the 6-iron was flying about 210, so we should get pretty similar numbers here. And these are the ones I start to try to, draw a little bit, or at least straighten it out and not try to hit a big cut. And these should have a little height on them too. I like to hit the ball harder, so could be 3/4 still, but I like to move the ball too. So I like to be able to hit a draw, hit a cut, and flight it down, or if I need to go up, I can go up. So it's really more like how I visualize it, because obviously you can hit, if the pin's in the middle, you can get to the pin 6 different ways, but front left pin, I'd like to draw it in there, give myself more room, and I think I can do that with this ball effectively. So it also is wedges wise too. It's good off speed, and it keeps the spin in the same ballpark, where you don't lose as much when you go off speed. It hangs in the ballpark pretty nicely. Yeah, so like that was 8,500 spin and about 180. So this one will probably be a little bit lower spin wise, and obviously not carry as far if we're trying to do a little 3/4, but we'll do a little 3/4 cut here. So yeah, that was down 500 spin, so that was right around 8, and it flew 170. So that would be an accurate, where if it's really windy, I live in Oklahoma, so if it's really windy, that would be a shot that we pull off a lot. And it's just nice to have if you're in between clubs and you don't want to rip a 9, or whatever the circumstance would be. You obviously need to be able to do that. So and it's very predictable with this ball. All right, we'll go wedge. You want a pitching wedge, or you want a...
You got like a 52?
Yeah, let's do a 52. It's perfect.
We've got like another minute or two.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I think for me it was important, because I realized how much spin I was getting around the greens, that these wouldn't spin too much, because obviously you get some softer weeks and you rip the ball off the front. It doesn't do any good either. So I haven't really noticed a problem with that. So that's been a really good benefit of this ball as well. So let's hit one. This should be about 125 and probably in the 10 to 11,000 spin on a full one. Yeah, that was 126 and 11,500. So for me, that just shows me that with some good height, if we're playing at Muirfield or somewhere where we know it's going to be really firm, I can land it on my number and know it's not going to go 10 yards past. it's gonna hit, go, and then maybe come back a little bit. But it's gonna be in that ballpark of where if I'm hitting my number, I have pretty good control and being able to stop it on some firm greens. So that's good. And like you said, being able to hit punch shots with it's important too, and keeping the spin up without losing distance. So we'll hit a little 3/4 wedge. It should go like 120, and I'm curious to see what the spin hangs at with this one. Yeah, so that was 120, and that was about 10,500. So, I mean, pretty, like we saw at the 8-iron, it just goes down a little bit, but it's still up there in terms of control and keeping it in a predictable ballpark. So we'll go one more. We'll go full tilt wedge. Don't hit too many of these, but we'll see if we can get the spin up pretty high. Let's see where we can get it to. So that'd be like if I really needed to step on one and get some stoppage. Yeah, that was 12,000 spin and 130. So that would be in betweener and trying to get to a front pin and have no choice but to hit that shot. That'd be one that we would try to hit. So yeah, I think either I'm swinging it great and I know my number's pretty good, or the ball's pretty good too. So yeah, it's good for sure. It's helped my game a lot.